Do we think Abby's going to play golf in Last of Us Season 2? Well, it looks like maybe she won't. It looks like maybe they want to keep this gravy train going. It looks like maybe they're not going to kill Pedro Pascal off. Interesting. Side note, I find it really interesting that they've already remastered The Last of Us 2. Now, look, I've been out of the consoles for a long time. Why are they already remastering it? It's not an old game. Why does it need to be remastered? Can anyone help me with that? Because to me that seems really odd. Like, genuinely. I saw the adverts. I'm like, what? Why is it being remastered? Anyway, don't want to deviate too much from the main point of this video, but I want your input. I want your advice. I want to know why. But let's check this out, right? Pedro Pascal and everyone else actually is looking like they're teasing that they're going to deviate. That's what it sounds like. So The Last of Us star Pedro Pascal on whether Season 2 will deviate from that moment in the game. Spoilers! Spoilers, Pedro Pascal doesn't make it out alive, or his character won't make it out alive if that happens. So, yeah, a bit odd really. So obviously the adaptation of The Last of Us, lots of the fans of the games were convinced that it would be unable to do the Naughty Dog series justice. I think that they were right. I think, personally. But then, so Last of Us Part 2, Joel Miller is golfed down by Abby, the daughter of the surgeon he gunned down at the end of the last season. She then embarks on a mission of revenge, though we soon learn that there's more to Abby than meets the eye. Yep, lots of raging testosterone. We've already heard rumblings about Part 2's story being split across 2 seasons. That's pretty much confirmed. So the actor, Pedro Pascal, is of course immensely popular. Will they kill him off? Doesn't sound like it. Deadline recently asked Pedro Pascal whether he believes the show will follow the games. And the actor chose his words very carefully. So he says, I think they're always going to find ways to build on the incredible source material that they have and surprise us with how they can use that material in a different format like a TV show. So that straight up doesn't sound like it, does it? Like straight away. They're going to find ways to build on source material and then surprise us. Okay, yeah, cool. Doesn't sound like it then. And then he does sort of roll it back and clarify, but I wouldn't want to spoil it for anybody, and the truth is, I don't actually have all the information as of yet. Alright, fine. Still doesn't sound like it though, does it? I'm just going to say it doesn't sound like it. And then Craig Mazin, who's the co-showrunner, he's previously suggested that The Last of Us is going to pivot away from the games. So he says, this should be fairly obvious to anyone by now, but I don't fear killing characters. Neither does Neil Druckmann. Obviously. But the important thing to note is that neither Neil Druckmann, who co-created and executive produces the series with Mazin, nor I feel constrained by the source material. I mean, they're just telegraphing it. Aren't they? I'm never going to say there are things that are going to happen in the show that happen in the game. You never know what we're going to do. I'm never going to say there are things that are going to happen in the show that happened in the game. So he's never going to confirm things that happen. So what? He's never going to confirm events that happen in the game which they're going to recreate in the show, is what he's saying. So he's trying to be like, you never know what we're going to do. Is Abby going to go golfing? They recently cast Abby as well. She's going to have to pack on some size. Anyway. But I will say that it is the adventure. The journey is the point. Yeah, not really. There are things that will shock people. Things that were in the game. Things that were not in the game. And that's okay. As long as they're purposeful. They're not there to just simply shock. Well, it bloody was in The Last of Us Part 2. That was there to simply shock, I think, quite frankly. I don't think they're going to kill him off. Do you? I can't imagine. Can you imagine as writers going through that whole season 1 with Pedro Pascal's character being a bit of a wuss, building to that grand finale where he finally does something, and they just kill him off in the next season anyway. God, that would be bitterly disappointing. Bitterly disappointing. What a shame. If that happens anyway. And I don't think they will. I don't think that they can do that. I think that their sort of star power is in Pedro Pascal. I think ultimately, and here's my sort of hot prediction, if we see another really, really big cast member being cast for, I don't know, season 2, then maybe they will. But this is their star power. And I think maybe they thought that God, who's the person that plays Ellie? They got her listed. You know, the one that looks like she's been hit with a spade several times. You know, I think that they thought she was going to be a random big star. Don't ask me why, but I think that they did. For some bizarre reason. And maybe that was going to carry it moving forwards. But I mean, obviously it wasn't. Like, why on earth would that carry it forwards? Just as an FYI. Like, seriously. Yeah, I don't know. And also as well, this created massive uproar when this happened. Not that long ago, I've got to add, again, because randomly they're remastering the game that wasn't out that long ago. Was it only a few years ago? We're looking at like 3 years, wasn't it? You're remastering a game that's 3 years old. Money must be really tight. 3 years old. Remastering. Fucking hell. Anyway, there was so much uproar. Yes, it sold a lot of copies. Not as many as the first one. Because people were pissed. And I do think that they got a lot of refunds as well. It wasn't a you know, it was a pretty big success, but it wasn't on the scale of the first one. And maybe that's why they're choosing a remaster already. Anyway, whatever. What's your predictions? Over or under 50%? 50% chance they're gonna kill him. Yes or no? What do we reckon? Over or under? Down below in the chat, guys. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Has Pedro Pascal's fire finally gone out? Leave your thoughts down below. I'm genuinely curious, so drop them down below, guys. If you're new here, please do hit subscribe, turn the notifications on, all that good stuff. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye now.